Welcome to the Not So Intellectual Podcast, the show where we talk about everything from life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, alongside tales of debauchery and life lessons. On today's show, I'm going to be talking about more of a life lesson type of thing. This is just going to be a quick, either 10 to 30 minute, 20 minute thing. I just want to kind of put it out there into the world because it's been kind of niching in there for a while. And it's something that I think a lot of people go through in some point in their lives, and it's sometimes can be very hard for people to understand. So this segment I would like to introduce and I would like to call is a Heartsleevers Guide to Guarding Your Heart. Now, rule number one that I think everyone kind of learns first of all is don't get your hopes up. Number one, when you're meeting someone, you put a lot of investment, I guess you can say, because of how you're digging them. And some people know how to kind of catch themselves and kind of regulate themselves, But there's other people like us, Heartsleevers, that it's like we build up a story and we build up a fantasy and we put so much onto the other person and they feel that. And of course, that's going to scare a person away. It's hard, but you get to learn it after so many mistakes, and you learn that you have to stay in the right time, or not the right time, but in the present time. You have to take everything at face value. A good way to remember this is that right off the bat, you don't know this person, so expect them to let you down. That should be maybe rule number two. You don't really know this person. You know what they're presenting to you, but you don't know them for reals. And you get to learn about them throughout your time of courting each other or dating each other, whatever. But honestly, I think it takes more than maybe a couple of years, at the most probably 3, to really know a person, really, truly. They're both good and they're fucking like psycho side. Everyone has their own like crazy side. But it's definitely something that you should keep in mind when you're like putting yourself out there and you're letting your heart kind of guide you. Unfortunately, us Heartsleevers always let our hearts guide us. Rule number 3, which would be don't let attractiveness guide or blind you from the red flags on the field. Maybe it's a little bit more on the guy side. Maybe females get this problem too. A person's attractiveness could really fuck up a person sometimes, or the other person sometimes. Different traits and qualities that you like on the other person are even more vibrant when the person is a little bit more attractive than the other, and than others. And sometimes because of it, we allow red flags to kind of just go past the blinders there, and it's not fair for yourself. A red flag is something that you shouldn't ignore, that you don't like, and that the other person does, and you shouldn't ignore it, and you shouldn't necessarily confront them with it right off the bat, especially if you're just getting to know them. Just keep it in there, and their old mind palace there, and act accordingly, depending on what it is. Yeah, don't let shit like that kind of blind you from the reality of what's going on, which is a constant kind of theme there. Let's see, rule. Let's just end it with the next rule here, and which is find your happiness. Don't let anyone be your happiness, but let them bring you happiness too, but don't let them be your happiness, because if that doesn't work out, depending on how long you guys were dating, the longer it is, usually the more fucking fucked up you get, because you let them become your happiness. That's not right. You shouldn't put that on someone, because when they're not there no more, your happiness literally goes away, because you get that feeling because they're around you, or because of how they are or whatever, because you love them or whatever. But that shouldn't be your happiness. You get it? It's hard to explain, I guess, for me sometimes, anything. But you should have something in your life that you love to do. This is, I always tell people that. Find something that you love to do it until you get good at it, and then do it because you like it. Don't do it because you think it's gonna get you money and whatever the fuck. Just do it because you want to, because it makes you happy. Um, but also, if that whatever that gets you happiness, it should be something positive, not necessarily like going out or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean. Just find something that makes you happy. If it costs money to do, get a job that you're good at. But it doesn't have to make you happy. Just you have to be good at, and you can tolerate doing in order to facilitate what you want to do, what truly makes you happy. And you'll find happiness there. You'll find happiness within yourself, and you'll be more happier, I guess. And through that, you will attract more better quality people, I think, personally. Um, yeah, that's honestly, you truly do, because you put more self-respect in yourself. And I'm not saying everyone's perfect. No one's fucking perfect. But you shouldn't expect less, or not expect less. You shouldn't take shit just because you don't want to be alone and you don't want to feel uh unwanted or whatever the fuck you're feeling, because everyone fucking feels that when they're alone. And everyone gets lonely at some time. But you shouldn't want to be with someone because of it. You're that's not that hole that you're feeling won't get filled, well, depending on who you are, but it won't get filled with by that person. Like it won't get filled. You'll go through so much shit, and at the end of the day, you'll still be kind of miserable, even having that person there. Find what you love. Let that be your fucking happiness, and then maybe you can go ahead and find someone that really gives a shit about you. That's hard nowadays. At least it's been hard for me. Um, yeah. Anywho, moving on. Let's go ahead and do an MMA minute. Oh, fucking Jon Jones. Are you kidding me? Got popped for fucking cocaine. And he's not necessarily getting anything. He's not getting suspended, or at least the UFC aren't fucking suspending him anytime soon because he's the light heavyweight champion. He's not getting fined by the I'm not even sure where this fight was. I think it was in Nevada. He's not even getting fucking fined. The fuck? Nick Diaz gets popped by having pot in his fucking bloodstream, and he gets fined, fucking pariah, crucified on the fucking MMA forums. Not necessarily, but on the news and all that shit. But Jon Jones gets popped for cocaine, and he's like, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's a recreational drug. We wish him a speedy recovery." It wasn't a fucking auto accident. He chose to do this. I'm not saying he's like fucking an evil guy now. Absolutely not. He's a fucking adult. He's a light heavyweight champion. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's not. He's not there to be your fucking idol. You shouldn't idolize someone like that. You should be a fan, I guess. It's hard to fucking say that, but because I'm a fan. But at the same time, it's like, don't put that on him. He's a fucking human being. He's gonna choose to do some shit that you're not gonna agree with, but he's a fucking awesome fighter, I'll tell you that. Um, I don't know, man. That's just my personal opinion. Everyone's gonna have their own fucking kids look up to him, all that shit. I think we should stop that mentality in while rearing children. Don't have idols. Be your own idol. Fucking do your own fucking thing. Find out what it is, like I keep saying, like I kept fucking saying in the last segment, instill that into your children. That would be an amazing thing. There'll be so many fucking improvements in the world because of it. I think that would happen. But yeah, another fucking news. I believe Teixeira and Rashad Evans were gonna fight later on this year, and Teixeira had to pull out, so Rashad Evans is now without an opponent in Brazil. So it should be, we'll see who they put in there. If they put in a Shogun, that'd be pretty fucking dope. I'd like to see that fight. That'd be awesome. That'd be fucking dope. And recently, actually earlier today, they announced that fucking Lyoto Machida and fucking Luke Rockhold will be fighting later on this year. It's gonna be a fucking phenomenal fucking fight. Everyone should fucking definitely watch it. It's gonna be fucking fireworks. And that is our MMA minute there. Let's go ahead and close things off. It's already I want to keep this short. I'm gonna do mini ones. Yeah, let's just do that, a little wrap up of what I'm going to try to do, what I'm going to try to continue to do, and slowly kind of seep into this podcasting thing. I said in last year in October that I was going to be doing one every month, and the last episode was in October of last year. So I have to figure out a way where I want to do this because it's fun, and rather than make it a chore. Because if it just becomes a chore, I'm gonna just fucking stop doing it because it shouldn't be a chore. It should be something that I like to do. And right now, I'm liking it. So, gonna try to do one at least once a month and make it like a 10-minute to 15-minute to 20-minute thing if I'm gonna do it myself, if I'm just here by myself. If I have a guest, then I'll go ahead and make it either a 30-minute or an hour kind of podcast. I won't go too crazy in the beginning. But yeah, expect me to talk about everything. Everything's fucking interesting to me. But yeah. Oh, by the way, fucking watch Interstellar. That's a fucking awesome movie. Don't mean to nerd out on you, but it was so amazing. They fucking used quantum physics, astrophysics. It was like watching something that I've always wanted to watch. A real science fucking fiction movie that used actual science. And it was amazing. I won't spoil anything. Go watch it. But I'll go ahead and end it there. Thanks for watching my fucking podcast, my mini podcast. I'll hit you guys up next month for sure. Until then, do what you want and be happy. See ya.